So, rumor has it, you were petrified of spiders.
You should have saw the size of this spider. I hope Coach Wilson didn't leave out the details of the size of this spider.
Didn't include those.
Well, let's just say that the legs were probably about 3 inches long. So I think anyone in their rightful state of mind when they look over and see that big of a spider crawling by them, yeah. But we handled it. We handled the situation.
I think the direct quote from Ken was, he would have his little girls kill the spider for him.
Potentially. They need to learn how to not be afraid of spiders, so there's only one way for them not to be. But this particular spider, I may have needed assistance on killing it because it was, yeah.
Where did this happen? Were you guys in a meeting room? You guys on?
No, we were in my backyard in Eugene, sitting by the fire. Almost got attacked by a spider the size of a football. We handled the situation though. Kept on enjoying the time.
On a serious note, him being back in the Mountain West, you guys are really, really close. You look at your backgrounds too. Defensive side of the ball, playing linebacker, back at your alma maters. Similar are your guys' paths to where you are right now?
Yeah, no question. I mean, obviously, really excited for Coach Wilson and his opportunity he has now. He's a tremendous man and deserves everything. He's coached football on the West Coast for a long time, and was fortunate enough to work with him for a few years, and enjoyed every minute of it. Not only do we have a great relationship, and but the things we're able to learn and help each other with and build from, I'm just really grateful for our time.
Brady Hoke was mentioning you guys had a early days interaction. What do you recall from that?
Yeah, so we had I had a coach that knew him and got me hooked up with him when I first started coaching D-line. Coming out of GA at Colorado and going to Nebraska Kearney, I was out recruiting in San Diego, and so I was able to connect with Coach Hoke and just always trying to learn and grow. His first time around at San Diego State.
You said you were afraid of spiders then.
I've always been afraid of spiders. Spiders and heights. Probably a close third would be snakes.
How high up were we getting before the jitter set in then? Upper deck of the football facility or
I've spent enough time up there that that doesn't affect me anymore.
I guess I'm funny here.
Can you do roller coasters?
I can't do roller coasters. It's not ideal, but sometimes you gotta adapt and overcome.
Your girls talk you into it?
Summer. I hear it from Summer, yeah. I'm sure at some point or another here my girls will get me on the roller coaster, so.
We were talking yesterday about Big John and Scott representing you guys down here. Two Idahoans that also serve as team captains, or maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
The significance of that, how cool was that?
It's individual stories. It's awesome to see collectively, even cooler, where we're at, and the progress that we've been able to make behind the scenes in this program, and those two having to do a lot. I mean, a lot of it's because of how they lead, and some of our other leaders. It's not only how they live their lives. It's not only how they come to the facility every day and train and compete, but it's how they bring people with them and setting the tone and setting the stage for what it is that we want to get done and what it's going to take to accomplish that.
What's the over-under on how many times we get John to laugh tomorrow?
He'll laugh a lot for you guys. I promise you that he'll laugh a lot. Well, it depends. Do you have any questions for him like you just had for me? You got to bring it out in him. OJ is a whole different guy. This is a great experience for him too. In his first couple years in the program, he probably didn't talk a whole lot now, and his ability to lead with the right tones in the right places at the right time, it's pretty fun to see.
We're going to dive a little more football. George Lonnie's healthy. I feel like he could be the best offensive player in the conference. How good can a healthy George Lonnie be?
George Lonnie, it's the stats don't lie. When George is a feature back in a game, the stats don't lie, and he can handle the ball, get the ball in multiple different ways. It's the fun part about it, and he is a workhorse, I'll tell you this, in the bowl prep last year, obviously, unfortunately, we didn't get to play in that game, but there were times in that bowl prep where not only was he running over defenders with some violence, but he's lowering his pads and putting his pads into the back of some of the O-linemen and running them over too. And that's just the type of competitor he is. You know, at times like that in practice, that's where it's like, hey, George, go grab a drink of water for a little while, you know, because we need him. We need him, as you're alluding to, for the duration of the season, to be able to have an impact game in and game out like that.
Where's Hank grown the most over the offseason? I mean, year 4, and I know there's like certain ways that you guys have done this forever, but he's been left off a couple of lists and a couple of, you know, Mount Preseason, whatever stuff. I mean, does that add a chip to his shoulder?
I hope it does. You know, I hope it does. But at the end of the day, a big part of this is being internally motivated, and what do we put into ourselves that we control our own internal space. The preseason rankings and all that stuff, it's awesome for the preview of the season and to generate the hype and, you know, through the media as we work closer to camp and obviously the end of the season. But at the end of the day, the body of work that you put together throughout the season is what really matters. And I'm excited for Hank to put his body work together. He's had a really good off season. He's building his chemistry with some of the newer wide receivers around him, and it's going to be really fun to see him, you know, again, in a system where there's some things that are new for him. And there's not a lot of quarterbacks that set protections and handle certain things within the front of an offense. And his ability to do those things and have a better understanding of how to operate is it's pretty fun to see.
We're driving down here. We're talking about the potential of your defensive line. Think about D-Wash, Scott, Jackson, 3 guys he brought in that semester.
Herb, yeah, Ahmed.
Yeah, Ahmed. How deep is this defensive line? How exciting is it for you?
Yeah, we're excited where we're going into in camp. I mean, we're going into camp with we feel like a really good 2 deep with the potential to even build that D-line deeper. And again, this is where football starts on both fronts, and putting ourselves in a position where, you know, we can practice a certain way with a certain mentality and get the amount of reps that we need without compromising people. That's football right now. You know, in the time you're given, you got to maximize the things that maximize your time to get the things done that you need to.
Looking at that stud position, I just feel like it's until you feel like you're good depth-wise there and all that stuff, it's going to be a storyline because we know how valuable that can be to your defense. I guess it's edge now. How are the guys stacking up there, and who's going to, you know, emerge at that position day one?
Yeah, I mean, Dimitri's over there. Dimitri's playing stud, and Devin Wright's over there with him as well. We feel good about, you know, having a good 2 deep on both edges. You know, and Banya's going to play inside linebacker. He's going to work to compete to play will linebacker. We've been working on that throughout the course of the offseason. And he still has the flexibility to hop up and play on the edge, though. He's a talented pass rusher as well. So we feel good about the guys who got there, and then we got some young guys that obviously have just gotten there that we want to be able to develop as well.
Have you any other position switches that are noticeable?
You know, in the secondary, Ty Jones is going to play nickel this year. So we're excited. Again, we've been working on some of that stuff behind the scenes, you know, throughout the course of the offseason.
Okay, give me a little bit of goosebumps there. What's Ty Jones like at nickel?
Yeah. We've seen how explosive he is, you know, when he gets his opportunities to run an alley and fill a lane. So now he's going to be a lot closer to the ball to be able to do those things. And it's really interchangeable with the position he played last year. You know, those guys interchange quite a bit to mix up some pre-snap disguises and things like that.
I mean, how much more, if he plays that position, can you use him a little bit as a chess piece versus, you know, just more traditional safety?
Yeah, no question. I mean, that's the way the game works. A lot of things in the pre-snap work off of the nickel's alignment and where he's at in the spacing of the field, and from an offensive perspective and recognition. So him having the knowledge of the game and knowing, you know, different things of disguise and stuff like that is going to be tremendous for us.
One more on the offensive side of the ball. Who's one wide receiver that you're really excited in terms of getting a bigger opportunity than years past?
Yeah, no question. So, and there's a few of them too. And that's really because we've been working on this, obviously, with Shaq going to the NFL and Octavius graduating. Is you know, Steph Cobbs and his production and his ability to be a really productive player and do it in multiple ways. Billy Bowens, you know, being able to improve his role, in Austin Bolt, you know, a guy is Latrell as well. Latrell, he has an unbelievable skill set and is, you know, we love his mobility and his athleticism. Now it's time for him to go do it. A guy that had proven last year, you know, with a pretty steady role working in and around Shaq was Davis. Yeah, and we know the consistency we're going to get from him every single day.